Hi, Jacob Pete from AviNation. I am here with Will Leveille. And Will was at the beginnings of the Auburn Business Aviation Days, and I'm just going to hand it over to him to kind of tell him how that all, or to explain how that all started.
Yeah, so it really came out of a need for showcasing alternative careers in aviation. Obviously, right now the primary, the one that everyone knows is going to the airlines, which is a fantastic and very rewarding career. But there's a lot of other equally as rewarding and fruitful careers out there, and some that are not as well known. And so I was working for Auburn University as a corporate pilot at the time, and I kind of saw that need arise out of my own experiences, and Auburn Business Aviation Days was formed. And it was just a unique way to get students in front of industry professionals in a casual atmosphere to talk with them and network. And I think kind of the pinnacle of the event was the static display and being able to get the students on board, major Fortune 500 companies, get them on board their aircraft and talk to the pilots, some of whom were Auburn graduates, and being able to encourage that networking is something that most programs and students don't really have.
So what year did you have the first one then?
The first one was in 2019, and I ran it through 2021.
Okay. So I remember very clearly at that time being that you introduced yourself. I think we somehow, you reached out or we connected somehow. Mm-hmm. And I remember, that was so different at the time from everything else that was going on. I was like, wow, there's something here. Yeah. And so this is our first year actually being here physically. We've sent magazines all the rest of the years, but man, this is great. It's a small, compact, tight event, but the quality of your students is just, they all have super awesome soft skills, and it's really mimicking what you go to MBAA, except on a bigger scale. But it really mimics the business aviation world, which is so cool. Not every program that puts something like this on hits that good. So that says a lot about you and the staff that organizes it. Just the whole concept was solid.
No, the cool thing is like we've talked about, the students are eager for knowledge, but they don't always know how to go about attaining it. And so that's where we can come in and help. And as you said, I like that you noticed that the event is reflective of the business aviation industry. I built it that way on purpose. This isn't a career fair where you come up dressed in a tie and suit and you're handing out resumes one by one. You're here to talk to people and get to know and build relationships with them, which when students get put in that environment, they tend to flourish, especially about something that they're passionate about, like aviation. So I'm glad that it's noticed.
Yeah, no, it was, I could tell that was by design, and like I said, just this whole program, it's my first time here on campus, and the FBO, the airport's ran by students. Mm-hmm. It's really cool, and you guys do such a great job here. And
thank you.
And Chick-fil-A was for lunch, so that was a winner, and you fly for Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
And so that's just a testament right there that this program it works. I mean, it's. Anything else that you want to talk about the program?
No, I mean, Auburn has such a rich history with aviation. It's it is the oldest continually run flight school in the nation, and it has a depth of alumni that rivals any of the other major aviation institutions. And that's what I love about it is seeing those connections come full circle. But Auburn is a very well-rounded university, and they teach their students a lot of good things. And the goal of this event and people like me and you trying to mentor them is just to continue that on and continue to develop it. You look at events like this, this event was copied by other people, and I have no problem with that.
Absolutely.
I think we need more of this out there. You look at things like Central Florida Business Aviation Association. They've done stuff down at Daytona. Minneapolis, there's a Minneapolis chapter that's done stuff. San Jose State out there, they've done things. And then even some of the regional conferences that NBAA does. This is needed right now, and it works. It may not be an event that lasts forever, but that constant change and develop, we as professionals need to adjust to the industry and what works and find new ways to connect with the next generation. And for the time being, this event, I think, does it.
It does, and there is, you know, I do a lot of these things, and I hear a lot of panels at the shows I'm at, and this one was really good. I mean, and I think most of them are alumni. And it's just just the quality and the messaging. It's consistent. It's good.
Yeah.
And in talking with your students, they're stoked. And like you know, it's even what I'm doing with the magazine. Well, they're not interested in that. They don't do print, or they don't do this, and we just laugh because it doesn't matter what it is. If it's their subject matter that they have interest in, game on.
Yeah.
You know, give them room.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said before. You know, with us, I go back to the airlines. With that kind of career path in aviation, it's very structured, which some people want that structure. It's very A, B, C, D. With corporate, it's not quite as easy. It's not easy to be a flight student in a 172 or a Diamond and look at a Gulfstream across the ramp and say, oh, I can get there easily. It's a little bit difficult. And so that's what this event is geared to do, is to help guide them to a path that they can help figure out and get to that end goal, whatever it may be. And like you said, our students are eager to learn that. So
Yeah, and you know, one thing that just from being here today and last night, you know, if the industry just stopped right now and all we had was these young individuals to run our industry, I think would be just perfectly good.
Yes, yes, I agree.
Hats off to you know, James Birdsong, the whole staff. You know, it just everybody here, including you. It's just everybody's on the same page, and it shows that the instructors, just watching the interaction between the instructors and administration and the students, they care.
Yes.
You know, it's very obvious, and the students understand that. They feel that there's a big camaraderie between this group, and so thank you for having us, and great job.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Take care.